I'm Linda, 67, sitting on the porch of my new cottage, watching the sunset paint the lake in beautiful hues. I'm reminded of the long and arduous journey that led me here. It all started with a Mother's Day that shattered my heart into pieces. On that fateful Mother's Day, I was invited to my daughter Lily's mother-in-law, Diana's house for brunch. Diana was a wealthy and elegant woman, the complete opposite of me. When I arrived at her mansion, the driveway was filled with luxury cars, and the sound of laughter echoed from the backyard. As I walked through the gate, I saw Lily sitting beside Diana, their heads close together, sharing a private joke. My son-in-law Ryan was grilling, acting like the perfect son Diana had raised. Diana greeted me with a practiced smile, and Lily just gave me a quick nod and pointed to an empty chair at the far end of the table. Then came the gift-giving part. Lily stood up with excitement I hadn't seen in years and announced that they had something special for Diana. Ryan brought out a small velvet box and an envelope. When Diana opened the box, there was a stunning diamond ring worth at least $20,000. The envelope contained first-class cruise tickets to the Mediterranean for 2 weeks. Everyone applauded as Diana cried with joy and Lily beamed with pride. And then it was my turn. Ryan's voice lost its enthusiasm as he said, "Now for Grandma Linda." Lily walked over to me with a small gift bag. Inside was a plastic flower from a dollar store and a card grabbed from a drugstore at the last minute. The card simply said, "Happy Mother's Day," with a scribbled, "Thanks for everything, Mom," underneath. The table went quiet, waiting for my reaction. I managed to whisper, "It's lovely. Thank you, dear." But Lily had already turned back to Diana, talking animatedly about the cruise. The drive home was a blur. I kept thinking about the difference in the gifts and the way Lily had treated me. That night, I couldn't sleep. I got up and went to my home office, where all the documents of my successful consulting business were kept. I started to wonder what I had built this business for if I couldn't even earn my daughter's love. Over the next few days, I delved into the old files. I found that over the past 15 years, I had spent nearly $400,000 on Lily and Ryan. I paid for Lily's college tuition, her dream wedding, signed their mortgage when they bought a house in an exclusive area, and even bailed out Ryan's failing landscaping business with $85,000. I also realized that they were dependent on me for their income. Ryan's landscaping company maintained the grounds of my commercial properties, and I paid him 30% above the market rate. Lily did part-time bookkeeping for my smaller clients and earned $1,200 a month for just 6 hours of work. That night, I made a decision. I called my attorney, Mr. Thompson. The next morning, I sat across from him in his office, overlooking downtown. When I told him I wanted to sell my business, his eyebrows shot up. I explained that I needed to find out if Lily loved me, or just my money. Mr. Thompson suggested a gradual change, but I was firm. I wanted a clean break. We spent hours discussing the logistics, and he estimated it would take 3 to 6 months to finalize the sale. I insisted on complete confidentiality. I started making subtle changes. I called Ryan's landscaping company and told them I was considering other options due to budget constraints. He panicked and offered to lower the rates, but I said it was about exploring different opportunities. Then I informed my smaller clients who used Lily for bookkeeping that they needed to find new services within 60 days. Lily called that evening, worried about losing her clients. I told her I was just simplifying my business operations. She was confused and asked if she had done something wrong. I assured her it wasn't her fault, but that I needed to focus on what really mattered. 3 weeks into the process, Ryan called, asking if I was selling my business. I tried to be evasive, but that night, Lily showed up at my door. She was frustrated and confused, saying they were tight on money. I told her this wasn't about one day. It was about understanding the true meaning of family. The turning point came when I was at Mr. Thompson's office, reviewing the final purchase agreement. A call came from a due diligence firm. They had called my home number, and someone claiming to be my assistant had given them permission to discuss the sale details. I knew it was Lily. I rushed home and found her in my office, sitting at my desk with papers scattered around. When I confronted her, She tried to make up excuses, but I saw through her lies. I told her I was selling the business, and it was my decision. Lily and Ryan started to panic. Lily called me 28 times the next day, pleading with me not to sell. When they came to my door, I refused to let them in. I told them it was time for them to stand on their own feet. The sale was finalized 2 weeks later. 3 months after that, I moved into this cottage. It's smaller, but it's truly mine. Lily hadn't called in 6 weeks. The silence was painful at first, but it also brought clarity. 6 months later, I received a handwritten letter from Lily. She wrote that she and Ryan were getting divorced, and she was sorry for taking me for granted. She finally understood that family was about showing up, paying attention, and caring for someone for who they are. I sat on the porch for a long time after reading the letter. I haven't replied yet. Some wounds need time to heal, and some relationships need space. For now, I'm content to live my own life, free from the burden of trying to buy love. Now, I'm curious about you who listened to my story. What would you do if you were in my place? Have you ever been through something similar?
Comment below.
And meanwhile, I'm leaving on the final screen 2 other stories that are channel favorites, and they will definitely surprise you. Thank you for watching until here.